You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's The Game After Show.
Remix.
Yeah!
It feels good to be back.
It does.
Hey everyone, we're coming back from hiatus. This is the after show for The Game Season 6, Episode 11.
Yes.
And this episode is called Busted. Big is for doing, and again, we're here doing another round of the game. I'm your host, Fallon Mercedes, here with the beautiful Miss Megan.
Hi, I'm Megan Thomas. You can always catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram at Meg Scoop.
Wow, feels good to be back. It's only us two, Stanley, Ashley, Brandon. We miss you all. Brandon is actually back in Canada. He is playing ball. I spoke to Derek Hagan. He came in before, NFL football player. He may be able to host with us.
What?
So, yes.
Okay.
We're trying to get that worked out. We're trying to figure out his schedule, so that would be cool to have another football player in the house. In the meantime, you will have us lovely ladies, and let's get into it. So we are back from hiatus. We left off with Tasha being basically put on Front Street. Jason was upset at Chardonnay, confronted Tasha because he thought something was going on with Chardonnay, and Rick Fox.
It's about time.
Yeah, it is about time. How did you feel with the opening scene?
I was just like, okay, I was mad that Tasha was still being a punk about it. Mind you, look, the doo-doo has hit the fan, Tasha. Why are you still acting like it didn't happen? So now you make this man who is getting choked out by a convicted killer felon, you're making him, you know, get all this physical pain because you're too afraid to admit the truth, which is you're a lying slut bag. Okay?
You said it.
Lying, cheating slut bag.
You
Tasha
said
bag.
it. I couldn't believe that even after she was basically caught, you know, Pookie was like, she still wouldn't admit it. And then she even called Rick Fox on the phone. Like, she still couldn't woman up. And Pookie had to hear it from himself. I just feel like she needs to grow up. And I feel like even throughout the situation, I feel like she's still going to be the same Tasha. I feel like she's not going to change.
I don't know. I'm hoping this was her wake-up call because now not only did she lose her fiance and the love, the guy who she supposedly loved, she lost her best friend. So she has no friend now. And that's deep because now she has nobody to really be her authentic true self with because Rick is not deep like that. So she can't reveal her whole spirit to him because he won't get it.
You just said it. I've always felt that way about them. I've always felt that Rick Fox, they care about each other, they love each other, but to me, they're not soulmates.
Right.
They don't speak on that level. And you said it, where Pookie, they can share each other's spirits. They can really be one with one another. She definitely did lose that. Another thing that we've seen in this episode towards the end, Malik heard about what had happened, and Tasha was unaware that Pookie had called Malik. But, you know, Malik kind of just said, you know, Mom, I'm always going to be here for you. It's always going to be us. You know, he didn't throw her under the bus, which I thought he would have been more upset. He did hold her down, but he did say, hey, Mom, I need the ring. You know, Pookie asked me for the ring back. I thought that was like, wow, like that. It was nice that Tasha didn't fight. I thought she was going to fight for the ring. I thought she was going to try to keep it. So it was nice that she gave it back.
You know, I think, and that's why I think there might be a change for her. This might have been her wake-up call, because I think the old Tasha would have definitely been like, no, this is my ring, whatever, but she really feels bad. Like, she did this guy dirty, and what Pookie says to her is so true. He said, the only thing I wanted to do was love you.
Oh,
I didn't do anything wrong. I gave you everything you ever said that you wanted, so now you have to live with the fact that we're not together because of you. Yeah. Not because of anything I did, but because of you. And that cut. I mean, that cut.
Yeah, he said, we ain't never going to be cool. I was like, oh.
And she just, and I don't know what she was thinking. Did she think, I guess he's right when he says, you thought I was just going to sit here and forgive you? Like, it was like, oh, I'll be okay. We'll be all right. And I've always said that I thought if she told him from jump, if she was just like, look, you know, Rick Fox has come back in my life. I'm kind of feeling him. Let me just figure this out. I think he would have been receptive to that. I think he would have been her friend and be like, you know what, I love you. Go figure that out. Yeah, maybe I'll still be here. Maybe I won't. But if I am, when you get back, then let's make it happen. I think he would have done that. But on this side, you can't ever disrespect a man that deep. That was deep.
And he even said, you know, you brought him in my house, our house, laid in my bed. You know, I felt like, I feel now that I'm very emotionally involved. And in this episode, not only did I feel bad for Pookie, but I felt bad for Tasha too, because like you said, she's losing a best friend, she's losing a fiance, but it's just,
that's what happens when you're a lying slut bag. PSA.
Okay, so let's move on to Jason and Chardonnay. You know, Chardonnay's character is actually growing on me.
And see, give it up for Chardonnay. Yes, I love Chardonnay. I'm sorry.
She's growing.
I don't care what y'all say about her. I love my Chardonnay.
I didn't realize it until this episode. Like, I just kind of felt myself siding with her at some points, and she didn't annoy me like she used to. And I was just like, oh shoot, Chardonnay's growing on me. Because
Chardonnay is a stand-up girl. She might be a little hood, a little ratchet at times, but Chardonnay loves her man, and she makes, you know, she's got some mistakes going on here, because I think you can see the conflict that she's having with her husband, where she's like, it's my friend. I'm not going to tell you everything about my friend. This is my friend. But then I think Jason is right when he says, you're my wife. I mean, this kind of gets messy, because now it involves me. You bring them to our home, you know, all this kind of stuff. So I get what he's saying, and I think in this situation, he's right.
Yeah. And the question came to my mind, you know, should you, when you have a significant other, especially when you're married, should you keep some stuff from them, or are you supposed to tell them everything? Because I've seen this in other situations, you know, with friends, family, you know, where do you draw the line? And I understand what she's saying, but at the same time, I understand what he's saying. So it's like, where do you draw the line?
I mean, I would think, okay, if it's your best friend and you're married, then there's some things that you tell you and your best friend of the same sex, I would hope, you know, like, because it gets a little hairy sometimes when it's opposite sex. But your best friend of the same sex, I would hope that there's some things that you just know that's between you guys. But now, when it becomes your husband's when he needs to know is when it's going to start affecting his life, okay? And the fact that you're bringing these people into your home, your shared home with your husband, that's something he needs to know. Or when now it's starting to mess with his game, with his livelihood, that's something he needs to know. And he's right. She should have told him this stuff, because now it's affecting him.
Yeah. Jason had made a comment. He said to Chardonnay, if you lay down with pigs, that makes you one too. And, you know, I felt like he was right in a sense, but I don't think, you know, like she said, she would have never done that to him. So for him to call her like a pig, you're a pig because you stuck up for your girl, I feel like it was kind of messy, but I don't
you didn't think I thought that was good that he said that, because it's the truth. Birds of a feather flock together. You never heard of that?
Yeah, but then she threw it back at him and said, okay, so, you know, Malik's like strippers. So, you know, and sleeps with strippers. And does that make him...
She said, do you like strippers? Because Malik likes strippers. And he said yes.
Okay. Okay. See, I feel like you can have friends. I have friends who don't have the same heart or desires as I do, but that even though I'm friends with them doesn't mean that I'm one of them or like them.
True, but I think you also have to say the people that you consider your friend, who you truly call your friend, if they're truly your friends, then why would you I don't know. There's some things that speak to their moral character.
Yeah.
If you're okay with hanging out with somebody who's a liar, a cheater, a thief, a stealer, what does that say about you?
But see, the thing is, okay, I don't think she was ever truly okay with it. But sometimes your friends have to, you know, learn on their own. But you, as a friend, you still have to be there for them and help them. Like, you know, Tasha, she's gonna learn from this, like you said. But I feel like, as a real friend, you're gonna help them when they're down. You know, you're not just gonna disappear just because I'm not perfect. You know, every time I've done something wrong, I've had friends who said, you know, I don't agree with that. But thankfully, they were still there for me. Where when I, you know, finally came around, you know, it took them to still be my friend, but actually show me, okay, this isn't right. But they were still there for me.
Which I get. Yeah. I get. But in this instance, so what I think Chardonnay should have done as a good friend is say, you know, you hold your friends accountable when they're wrong. You tell them they're wrong. That's a true friend. And so she should have been like, look, Tasha, you're wrong. I can't be a party to this. Like, you're wrong. If you want to cheat, then you cheat. I'm still your friend, but you can't come to my house. Don't try to have me lie for you. Don't try to have me be no middleman and speak to Rick for you. I can't be a part of it because now you're messing with me.
Yeah, I do agree.
You see what I'm saying?
I think she got too into it.
Exactly. So that's why I think she's at fault, because if she had drawn that line with Tasha to begin with, then of course there would have been no issue.
I think she tried to, and that's when Tasha punked her. Do you remember?
And so then is that really your friend?
Exactly.
You have to ask that question. Is that your friend punking you into being a cheater with her? No. That's what happened, essentially. So now she's having this issue in her marriage, and that's what she get. Sorry, Chardonnay. Learn and do better next time. Just saying.
So we did get a little glimpse of Blue this episode and Keria. You know, last part of the season, before we went on hiatus, we had seen Keria and Blue have it out. You know, she finally lost her virginity. Not finally, but she did lose her virginity. I mean, she's 20-something years old. Finally lost her virginity. And he didn't know that she was I think this whole episode is kind of like just about lies and being deceitful. And it's like, Keria, I can understand, you know, she didn't want to put that out there. But Blue, he felt that she was, you know, she was lying to him, that he was kind of betrayed. So we come off from our hiatus to where Kira's trying to move on. She's in the club. She's kind of partying. Oh, I'm over him. It's no big deal. And Malik is like, hold up, Keria. Did, you know, you lose your virginity to him because he's saying this? And that's when he realizes, you know, she did lose, you know, her virginity. Do you feel that Keria should have told Malik?
I think Malik is her friend, like he's like her big brother. So I think in this case, yes, because if you see it, Malik came to her and he was telling her, like, you know, Blue's going around saying all this stuff that's not true. He's saying that he took your virginity. That's got to be a lie. And so, she, you know, of course, in that instance, what is she going to do? She has to tell the truth because he came to her basically asking. So I think she had to tell him the truth. And it was funny how he flipped the script, because with Keria, he was all, you know, like, oh, that dirt bag. How could he do that?
And then when he was with Blue.
But it was funny. At least he was like, oh, he Maliked you. He did what I would typically do.
Yes, that was funny. Maliked you. But I think even with Malik, he sees his own faults. I feel like every character in the storyline, I feel like, you know, deep down inside, they're good people, but they do have faults. And throughout the season, they have been realizing those faults and kind of becoming self-aware. We'll just have to wait and see if, you know, they do become the better person that they hope to be.
Yes.
Well, I should say we hope them to be.
Yes, as they go on this adventure, which is just like Adventures of Serial Buddies, which is a brand new comedy that has been produced by Maria Menounos and Kevin Undergaro, who are also the founders of AfterBuzz TV. So we need your help. Make sure you go to serialbuddies.com and go ahead and download this movie, because downloading this movie helps us here at AfterBuzz TV so that you can continue to have this wonderful programming about your favorite shows, ad-free, no commercials. All you have to do is go to serialbuddies.com. Make sure you download the movie and let us know what you think about it.
Great segue. That was amazing.
Thank
you. It's been a while, Megan, but
it's been a while. It's been a minute since we've been back here. I've missed doing this.
I know. Even where we watch, before we come into the studio, you guys, we watch the show, and what is it called?
What do you mean?
Where we watched the show. What would we
in
call
our
that?
screening room.
Yeah, our screening room, but they revamped it. It looks like a movie theater. We were in luxury today watching our favorite show, The Game. It was really nice. It kind of like, it made you feel like you was in the show.
Right, as I'm watching the show,
Yeah, I was
like
emotionally connected. I felt like I was in the room with
and I
them,
was
so.
emotionally connected to this Pookie situation, I will say. I think I'm happy for Pookie. Are you happy that he's like rid of Tasha?
I feel like nobody should be done wrong, and I feel like he needs somebody who is more mature, who's going to respect him the way he respected her. And I feel for them all, even for Tasha. I don't know. I feel for.
See, I was thinking about it, and I don't think I feel bad for her anymore.
I shouldn't, but for some reason, you know what? I feel bad for her that she would not respect herself. I think that's why I feel bad for her.
What do you mean she didn't respect herself? Because she's cheated?
Yeah, like I feel bad that she doesn't respect herself enough to realize her worth, and it wasn't to, you know, be with two people at one time and to disrespect, you know, her fiance. It hurts me that she didn't love herself enough to not get into that situation.
And I think I feel bad for her because, but here's the thing, she's such a liar. Like, you see how she still continued to lie. You'd already, the cat had been let out of the bag. You are sitting there and Pookie asks you to call him. You're still lying. You still lied. And then after he finds out that Rick says, you know, are you coming over here to suck my toes? She still lies. You see how she does it?
She was calling on one line for Pookie, and I'm just like, Tasha.
And then as he's asking, like, he's like, was this going on during Malik's investment party? She's like, I don't know. She's still lying. Yeah. And then even when she goes through Trey Songz security and gets to the back to get to Pookie, she even says to him, like, you know, I'm sorry, you deserve better than me. But even that, I think she was still trying. She was hoping, like he said, to say, oh, I forgive you and I still want to be with you. She was hoping for that. Like, she's still a liar. She's still delusional. And I think she deserves this.
Yeah, it didn't sit well with me, the end where Rick Fox came in and they hugged each other and Rick Fox was like, finally, you know, this mess is over with. We can finally be together. And the look on Tasha's face, you know it doesn't sit well with her. You know that it's going to eat her alive.
And Pookie knows this as her best friend. He knows she's not going to get any rest and she's going to have to live her life with this half airy, half like not there kind of dude for the rest of her life.
Exactly. He isn't all there. He's kind of airhead. Definitely. You called it out. You called it out good.
Yes. And it's so crazy how like one chapter closes, she gives the ring back to Malik, and then here's another chapter opening with Rick coming in. And I would have to question, what kind of man do you want to be with that is okay with the fact that you were that much of a cheater? Like, he's okay with that, and now y'all are together. Like, I don't see how that would ever work.
It just doesn't sit well with me.
Right.
Because how can your heart be with one person or two people and then just shut off and then automatically be with another person? Like, you didn't even give time for yourself to heal, to get over it, to kind of try to, I don't know, forgive yourself.
Right.
How can you open up truly when there's still a space in your heart that's left for somebody else? It doesn't sit well with me. And I was upset that there was no previews for the next episode.
Right. So how am I supposed to know? You know what? We got to go on the website, though, because BET.com has a lot of stuff. And if you like our podcast, make sure you go to iTunes and subscribe so that you can get this podcast every single week and you can hear the latest and greatest on The Game. It's really simple. Just rate and comment. Give us 5 stars because we're awesome and we love you and we think you're awesome. So give us the 5 stars. You can rate and comment. I mean, be honest with us if you like it, if you don't like it, what we can do better, what you wish they would talk about on the show. I mean, let us know what you think, and also tell your friends because we'd love for them to watch our podcast as well. And you know what? We have a new website. AFTERBUZZ TV.
We do.
Steven, our producer Steven, what's going on with the new website, sir?
A lot of stuff is going on with the new website. If you want, you can head on over to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out all the new doohickeys. We took a lot of your input into mind when we were creating it, and now you can see all your shows at the same place. Ooh. Just click on shows, and it'll take you to a list of every show we've ever done here. Ooh. You can comment on them. You can also go to any guests that we've had on here in the past. We have over 300 now, I think, guests in the history of AfterBuzz. You can check out all their social media through the site. You can also check out all of our hosts here. So if you want to know where you can find Meg Scoop, you can just go on down to Megan Thomas and find her on all of her social media. Read her little bio and see a nice little headshot of her too. It's loaded with stuff, and if you have any input on it still, just email info.afterbuzz, and we will take that into consideration with phase 2 of the website.
I don't think I sent a bio in.
Oh, you better get on that. You better get on it.
Check the website.
I know everybody's looking for you, Fallon. Fit with Fallon.
One more thing I wanted to say about the episode that we didn't touch on to was Jason and Chardonnay while they were eating in the house. You know, you can see the insecurities on both sides. They kept on flipping it one on the other. And Chardonnay felt like, you know, Jason was putting her on blast for being a pig and being dirty and lying. But she was just like, well, who are you? You was lying too. You told me you had a vasectomy when you didn't. So, you know.
And Kelly.
Oh, yeah. She was like, do you still love Kelly? And because it kind of rang true, it kind of felt like it, or it seemed like it when they were going back and forth with
Tasha.
Tasha, yeah. It just kind of,
what do you think?
That's what I was going to say. I personally, I feel like when you have a child with somebody, when you're married to them, there's a part of you that's always going to love that person, always. Does he still want to be with her? I don't know. I don't think so, but he's always going to love her, I believe. But it's going to be in a different way from, you know, Chardonnay. And I feel like that's just life, you know?
Yeah.
There's some relationships, some people that you're always going to have love for, even if you're not with them anymore.
I don't think he loves her. I think he had I think the way his marriage ended wasn't really how he wanted it to go. So it's kind of like there was unfinished business, really. And it kind of was like, this is the end and that's it. And, you know, I think for him, so I think when there's a little bit of unresolved issues, that sometimes it may seem like you still love that person. He loves her as his child's mother, but I don't think he loves her in the way that he wants to be married to her.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and you have to also understand that Tasha's a master manipulator.
Oh,
so
yes.
Of course she's going to try to pull anything that she can, any kind of tricks out the hat to turn the situation off of her and deflect it. And she did a good job because, look, now Chardonnay and Jason are having an issue and even talking about this. And it was never an issue before. So I think she's a master manipulator.
Yeah, I'm really not liking her character. I'm not, not liking the way it's turning out.
But I love Jason and Chardonnay even more. Like, I love the fact that they like nitpicky at each other, but they're so cute. And the fact that Jason is the cheapest man on the face of this planet, I feel like
picked up that change that wasn't even his.
Go ahead, because I would have picked it up too. You better pick. It was a quarter and what, a penny. You better pick that up. That'll get you 15 minutes of parking in LA. You better pick up that quarter.
Jason got money now. He got football money.
Look, football money ain't that long, especially when he's a vet. He's old.
He's like, I don't know when this is gonna end. I need to pick up these quarters.
Right.
Chardonnay acting brand new, buying all this expensive stuff.
Right. And that's funny how, like, every episode they seem to show what he is lacking, or like what he's being cheap on. So they said that he didn't have the chirp on his car.
He had just the blink lights.
$10 more. I'm sorry. This is so funny to me because I'm a frugal liver too. I love me some Groupon, but still, like some of the stuff he does, I'm like, I probably would do that. Like the change, I would have picked that up. Bam. Now the chirp, I would have paid the $10 extra for that.
You need that chirp. Exactly.
Right.
You need that chirp when you know it's dark out and the lights aren't blinking. You need that chirp.
Right.
As far as Chardonnay, I'm excited to see where her character goes. So far, she's grown on me. It took 10 episodes, but the 11th episode, she is there. And another thing that I realized. Pookie, I guess it never dawned on me until this episode. Pookie's a great actor because I don't see him out of his character. I really felt for him, and I was just like, wow, he's a great actor. He made me believe.
That's his name. Yeah, you're awesome.
He is. He made me believe that, he was really hurt. He's really going through this. I think with new characters, sometimes it takes a while for them to grow on you. And I think Blue, I think they're all growing on me, and hopefully everybody else. You guys out there listening, watching, please write in the comment section. Let us know if they're growing on you, what characters you like, what characters you don't like. We'd love to hear it all.
And I have to mention, Rockman Dunbar, your lineup was amazing because I was staring at that as he was his goatee lineup. It was so crisp. Awesome job to your barber, by the way. So yes. Do you have any predictions? We'll do news and gossip after. Let's do that after.
Predictions. Well, me and Miss Megan were on the red carpet this weekend, so we did get some tidbits. But I'll let you say all that. But I do predict that Malik is going to grow closer to his mom. I predict that Chardonnay and Jason, they're only going to grow closer. I predict that Tasha's going to be with Rick, but there's going to be a piece of her missing. And I predict that Keria and Blue will make up.
Well, I will say this. I feel like Malik is going to get into some kind of trouble. I think he's going to have a relapse.
Oh, no.
I think. Because think about it. What else are they going to do with his character?
Well, I think he's going to fall in love. I think him and...
With
his assistant.
No, the assistant?
Yeah, I do.
No, I think they're going to bring back, what's her name? Miss Shabani, the lady who was the investor into his business ideas.
Really?
I think they're going to fall in love. I do believe that.
Interesting.
Yes.
I think him and his assistant, I think...
I don't like Tori.
We'll have to...
Skanko assistant. I don't like her. I will say, okay, so then for Keria and Blue, I do... Okay, so... My prediction's a little tainted because of the exclusive news that we got from J.R. Ellis on the red carpet.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I'll go ahead and give it to you right now. So this past weekend, Fallon and I were on the red carpet for different news outlets, and we were interviewing people for the BET Awards. And I talked to J.R. Ellis, who plays Blue Westbrook. And he told me a couple of things. The most important thing was that I asked him, I said, be real with me, what's going to happen with you and Keria? And he says that, I said, are you going to get back? Like, what's going on? He says that maybe, and this is how he looked at me, maybe Kira's going to cheat on him with a guy, and he's going to be the mad one. Wink, wink. So it looks like the tables are turned, and Kira's going to get her groove on with somebody else. And Blue's gonna be the hurt one.
I definitely can see it happening because she was up in that club like, ooh, I'm moved on, I'm having fun.
With her little gold digger friends who are trying to get their naked pictures put on the internet. So yes, this will be interesting to see. So that's some of the news. And also, we also got to see his mother. Hi, Mom.
Beautiful mother.
Yes,
can
you
I
are
say.
You're so beautiful.
We need you here.
Yes, so hopefully we can
next to us.
Right. She's a faithful fan of the show, so Jay Ellis's mama, we want to see you here. We want to have you in the studio with us. Hopefully we'll see you soon.
Can I call you Mom?
I know, right? Hey, Mom. Where can they find you, beautiful lady?
You can find me at Fit with Fallon on Twitter and Instagram. And one more thing, head over to NicoleBitchie.com. I got an exclusive with Lauren London and Jay Ellis, and to see if their on-camera chemistry goes off camera.
Ooh.
But I'm not going to tell you. You have to head over to Nicole Bitchie to find out.
Oh, okay. Well, then, hot news stuff. I'm Megan Thomas. You can always find me at Meg Scoop on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And as always, make sure you go to SerialBuddies.com. Download Adventures of Serial Buddies because it's the best movie. It's hilarious, and you won't be mad. And you'll be supporting us here at AfterBuzz TV.
We will see you next time.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.